Hi YouTube, my name is Kellyanne Barrett. I am an actress and a model here in Hollywood, California. Sometimes, most times, but mostly recently I've been turning down jobs because people don't want to offer me enough money. So it's like, if you don't want to pay me my worth, then that's it. So in this video, we're gonna discuss exactly that. We're going to talk about negotiating. Okay, you're welcome, MFer. Initials for this man that I used to not date because he never actually took me out on a real date. I taught him how to negotiate, but yet he thinks I'm manipulating him. You're welcome. Ugh, never met such a slimy, nasty scumbag in my entire life. That's a different story. In this video, I'm going to talk about negotiating. Also, because I need to learn my own advice. I need to, some people are really good at giving advice, but not following their own advice. So I need to learn how to follow my own advice. So I'm gonna put this video up here and talk about negotiating. Okay, like, first of all, like, we have to know our worth, right? I have been studying the craft of acting for 25 years. I have been a model since I was a kid. I was in magazines and newspapers since I was a kid. I wasn't fortunate enough to have a momager that forced me to do it and took me to New York City to do it, like Mila Jovovich's mom did, or Leonardo DiCaprio's mom did. I didn't have that. So I got really depressed and didn't know how to go and do things myself. Whatever, different story. Okay, so, but know your worth. I have been studying the craft of acting for 25 years. I'm in this magazine, I'm in this TV show, I'm in that TV show, I'm in that movie. I have this many followers, I have this much reach, I have this much influence, okay? When you come at me with an offer of, oh, I have a 30-second video that I want you to be in my movie. It's only a 30-second video, so I'm only gonna pay you $30. Thanks, but no thanks. Okay, but in negotiating, we have to be nice, don't you think? Because people will lowball you. Okay, people will lowball you because there's greedy people in this world. There's a lot of greedy, evil people in this world that just know how to take money from other people, that don't like spending money, that don't like, okay, but we have to know our worth. And so this is about negotiating, like how I taught MFer how to negotiate. Okay, let's use him as an example. This guy, he came to Hollywood. He was smoking hot when he was younger. He was, past tense, smoking hot when he was younger. Okay, but he just had a pretty face. So he got lucky and he got some small roles on some big TV shows. Really small roles on big TV shows, like a featured extra on The Walking Dead, or it's one of those shows, or like a featured extra on Westworld with like a couple lines. And he happened to be in a movie with Harrison Ford, a small part in Harrison Ford. And this dude was still working for $125 a day. Okay, and this dude didn't even have a commercial agent. Okay, so I told him about commercials. He went out and booked a Geico commercial, $120,000 later. Did he pay child support? Probably not. They probably took it out of his check, and that's probably why he doesn't get a job, because he doesn't want to pay his child support. That's a different story. So in negotiating, I taught him how to get a commercial agent because commercials pay. Okay, and then I told him, why are you still working for $125 a day, dude? You're in this movie, you're on that TV show, you're in this, you're on that. What are you doing? Okay, so I told him, why don't you audition for jobs no matter what the rate is? Okay, audition for it, book the job, and when they come at you, say, oh, that would feel really nice to work with you, but can you do any better on the rate? Because what's the worst that can happen? You guys, what is the worst that can happen if we ask for a better rate? And if we do it nicely, the worst that can happen is they can say no. Okay? That's the worst that can happen, is they can say no. And then that's that. So it's like, if someone comes at you with a really low, crappy, cruddy rate, and you're like, dude, please have some respect for my craft and my dedication and my hard work, because I do a million auditions every single day. I have to work a real job and do my auditions and my craft around that to make sure that my bills are paid. And unless you're like Mark Wahlberg, who just thinks he's God or whatever, thinks he deserves $1 million a day doing pickup shots, and Michelle Williams only got $80 doing those pickup shots, unless you have like a God complex and it's like, oh, you know, then good for you. Good for you. If you can go around charging $1 million a day for pickup shots, then good for you. I pray that that happens to me. Anyway, so the fact is, if people come at you with a lowball, cruddy rates, okay, so you book a job, okay, see you book a job, okay? Someone comes at you. Like, we as artists and actors, we get so excited that someone wants to work with us. I do. I get so excited that someone wants to work with me. I'm like, I take whatever peanuts shit they offer me. And it's not right. And it's not okay. It's not okay. Like, stop coming at us. Like, I've dedicated my whole life, 20 years studying the craft of acting. Okay. And like, when you come at me with some shitty, crappy rate, it's like disgusting and it makes me sick. And it's just disrespectful. Like, it's just disrespectful. Like, don't do it. And you never know how much money somebody has. And that's the problem. That's the problem. And if you're a good person and you're not greedy and you don't worship money, then you don't care. But the problem is there's a lot of greedy people that worship money out there. And that's why they're coming at you with a lowball, shitty, cruddy, crappy rate. Okay? So in negotiations, we need to know our worth. Okay? We're not supposed to be arrogant, egotistical, prideful, yucky people, but we should know our own worth, right? What do you think? I think that's good. But we get so excited as artists. Like, I've dedicated my whole life to my craft, the past 20 years at least. So like, when people come at us with shitty, crappy rates, it's like, ugh. But we get so excited that someone wants to work with us. We just take whatever crud they offer us, right? So it's yucky. So like, I need to get better at negotiating. I need to I get so excited. I just say yes. I just say yes to everything. But no, I need to take a step back and say, if someone comes at me with like a role for a movie and they're like, oh, it's only a 30-second clip, therefore I'm only going to pay you $30. It's like, no. It's like, no. And they try to like sugarcoat it and make it seem like it's so good just so that they don't have to pay you, you know, because they're paying millions of dollars to the production company and to the producers and the DP and the cinematographer and the editor, but they shun the talent. It's like, dude, I've dedicated my whole life to this craft. You don't get to just come at me with $30. Like, it's so effed up. They just shun the talent. And we're probably like the hardest. I'm an extremely hardworking person, and it's evil and it's messed up. So when they come at you, like I need to start doing, when they come at you, is like, just take a deep breath and not say yes, and just wait, okay? Just wait. Just wait. Now, the best way, I think, to do this is to just be nice. We have to be nice and humble about it, you know? And say, you know, like, oh, it feels really nice to be wanted for your movie. Yes, it feels really nice. I understand that, you know, it's only a 30-second clip, but I've dedicated my whole life to my craft, and I'm in this movie, and I'm in this TV show, and I'm in this magazine. And can you do any better on the rate? It's like, you know, can you please can you have a little respect? Like, that might be bad if you say something like that, but it's like, can you do a little bit better on the rate? Like my day rate, I normally charge $5,000 a day. They say that when you negotiate, you're supposed to ask for double for what you actually want, because then, so that's what you're supposed to do. So I'm supposed to ask for $10,000. I'm supposed to ask for $20,000. I'm supposed to ask for $1 million. I'm supposed to ask for $1 million. If I want $10,000, I'm supposed to ask for $20,000. So when these people come at me, I'm supposed to say, oh, okay, yes, feels really nice that you want me, you know, but my day rate is $5,000. That's my day rate. My day rate is $5,000, and zip it. Right? I need to do some more research on negotiating, because I think, like, you know, but like, we get so excited as artists, we just want to work because we love our craft. I love my craft. There's people out there in the entertainment industry that just want to be rich and famous because they want to bang bitches all day long and use and abuse women. MFer. Ugh. There's people like me who actually love the craft of acting and the technique of acting. So we get so excited. Probably Michelle Williams, why she only took $80 a day for pickup shots. And they have the same agent? Are you even kidding me? I think they're both with CA. I don't know, they're both with CA or whatever. But did you hear that story about Mark Wahlberg and Michelle Williams? They were both in the same movie together, and he got $1 million for pickup shots a day, and she got $80 a day for pickup shots. And she's an Oscar-winning actress. And Mark Wahlberg, what Oscar have you won? Okay? Just because you made it as a kid and you were rich and famous as a kid, like, he's got like a big ego and a head and just goes around charging $1 million a day for pickup shots. Meanwhile, Michelle Williams is like, probably loves the craft of acting like I do, and will just take whatever because we love what we do. Like, the only thing about her is like when she won her Oscar, she was like, thank you for recognizing the schools. F that. So yeah, you went to a nice fancy school because you could afford it. I couldn't afford a nice fancy school. Okay, I probably could have went if I really wanted to and taken out loans and stuff, but I didn't do that. So like, oh, thanks for respecting the schools. The schools? No, how about respecting God, first of all? Second of all, the craft and the technique. Doesn't matter what school. There's tons of good teachers. My teacher, there's tons of good teachers out there. The craft of acting. Okay, I didn't have a rich family that could send me to a good school, okay? But she probably loves the craft of acting, and that's not the point. There's people out there that actually love what we do, okay? So we just love to work, okay? But when people come at us, it's like we have to know our self-worth. And that's the problem, because people are charging us actors. They're coming out with us with less and less money. That's why I stopped doing those little jobs. I stopped submitting to those little jobs. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to submit to every job. I'm going to submit to every job, no matter how low the pay is. And I'm going to practice and pray to become a good negotiator, okay? I'm going to practice and pray to become a good negotiator and know my worth. And no matter how bad I want to work on a movie or a project, I'm going to say, you know what? That would feel amazing. Thank you so much for thinking of me. But, you know, my day rate is normally $5,000. Can you do any better on your rate? And the worst that they can say is no. You don't know how much money they have in the bank. They could be a billionaire. Most rich people are rich because they're good at, like, not paying everybody, because they're good at being greedy bastards. Okay? So, like, they could have $1 billion in the bank and you're, like, taking $40. It's BS, man. So we as artists need to learn how to negotiate better so they stop using and abusing us. Okay? But we should be nice about it. Okay? So, okay, here, it's 30-second clip, $30. Feels really nice to be wanted, to, you know, to be in your movie and everything, but, you know, is there any way you can do better on the rate? I normally charge $5,000 a day. Can you do any better on the rate? Is that possible? And see what they say. They might say, oh, you know what? I don't have a budget for this movie. Like, I don't have a budget for this movie. I'm broke, and I'm doing this out of the goodness of my heart because I want to make a good movie. I don't have any money in the bank. I'm lucky I can eat every day. This is all. If it's a story like that and they're not lying and you know it's true, then great. Then you can negotiate with them. But they could come back and say, okay, well, I could do a little bit better. You know, you never know. The worst they can say is no. Okay, but the smart negotiators out there. MFer, you're welcome, works with people, and he knows how much money they have. Okay, he did a job for this guy with a YouTube channel who was rich AF, and they wanted to pay him $125 a day. So I taught him how to negotiate. I said, why don't you book the job, and then after, just be nice about it and ask for a better rate. You know, my day rate is he took that job from $125 a day to like $4,000 for the whole project. You're welcome, but I'm manipulating you, right? Okay, so we have to learn how to negotiate. Okay, so I'm gonna pray that I learn how to negotiate and get better at negotiating. You know, I should read some more books about negotiating. There's books out there about how to negotiate and how to get what you want. And just no matter how bad you want to work in a movie, no matter how bad you want to work in a TV show, no matter how bad you want to work, it's like, no, this is my day rate. This is what I'm worth. Can you do any better on the rate? And the worst they can say is no. And if you want to do it, then you do it. But if you don't ask for a better rate, then it's your own fault. And then, like, I'll do these little shitty jobs, and I'll show up to set, and I'll show up to set, and I'm like, how much am I getting paid? I signed up for this. And you feel used and abused, and you feel like a hooker. You feel like you just got raped. Like, I feel like I got raped after I do a job and they don't fucking pay me. Excuse my F-bombs. I feel like I was raped. It's horrific. It's a horrific feeling, and it's not nice. It's not nice, okay? Everybody shuns the artist. Everybody else gets paid, the cinematographer, the photographer, the editor, everybody else gets paid, and they shun the actors. It's horrific. And I work so hard. I work so hard on my craft. You know how much money and time I've spent studying the craft of acting, and like it's just like, and they don't respect us. They don't respect us. They just want to get their movie made, so they pay everybody else and not the artist, and it sucks. That's why, like, I like to, like, when I do stuff, I like to pay people. But I'm guilty of it too. I'm guilty of it too, because, like, I produced a little video for my YouTube channel. I probably spent like $500 on it. I probably spent like $1,000 on it. But I paid the cinematographer, the DP, okay, because you want it to look good. And I paid, I offered money to the actors, but not a lot. I offered less money to actors, so I'm guilty of it too. So, but it's like, what's your budget? And it just kind of sucks that, like, the actors get the least amount of money. You know what I mean? It's like they don't have respect for, like, we spend a lot of time and energy on our craft just because we don't physically have a camera, or we're not shooting it, or we didn't spend $10,000 on our camera. Like, we've spent $10,000 on my acting school. You know what I mean? Just because it's not like actors just get, like, really just get shunned, and it's like not cool. So we have to learn how to negotiate better, you guys. Can we learn how to negotiate? I have to learn how to negotiate better. I'm good at giving advice, but I'm not good at following my own advice. So I have to do it. Okay, so I have to do it. So let's do it. Let's learn how to negotiate better and know our worth, and not just take crumbs. Not just take crumbs from producers, not just take crumbs from men, okay? Let's not take any crumbs, no matter how bad we want to work. Let's not take crumbs. The worst they can say is no, y'all, okay? So that's this video about negotiating. It's like way too long. Okay, have a blessed day, y'all.